What's going on? Today I want to talk about how do you deal with the masculine and combative woman? How do you deal with the masculine and combative woman? Because as men, we have to know how to handle these type of women because they're starting to pop up a lot. So number one, I would say you don't. You don't deal with her at all. You gotta have respect. You gotta have boundaries for the way you would like to be treated and the way you would like to be talked to. If you had a business, you just don't want to bring in some woman that's coming in with a lot of confrontation and a lot of is going to be bringing in a lot of drama. You have to see those red flags for at the beginning, and you want to set immediate boundaries. You want to immediately cut it off as soon as possible. You don't want to just keep letting things go on because it's going to get worse. It's going to seep poison into the establishment of what you are trying to build. That's not going to last in the long run. If you're in a business, it's going to poison employees. It's going to poison the other people in a negative way where they feel like they can do the same thing, or they just get frustrated being in the environment. So you always want to protect the boundaries of whatever that you're trying to build. You're trying to build a long-term, strong relationship. You're trying to build a strong business, or whatever you're trying to do. You don't want to bring in those type of people that's going to destroy it from the inside. If you bring in a combative woman, she most likely, she may most likely been enabled in the past where, certain things were okay that's not okay with you, and you have to see that from the beginning, and it can destroy it like the Trojan horse from the inside. You don't want to just be letting things slide. When you turn in your other cheek, when you ignoring insults, you only making it worse on yourself. Those things are going to counteract against you because it's going to become the norm. It's going to become the norm for you to walk in and she say something disrespectful, or you go somewhere out in public and she embarrasses you in front of your friends or in front of other people, and it makes your whole reputation looks bad. And what happens is that people start to lose respect for you. So you don't deal with it from the start. You want to be experienced in this. You want to be experienced. You want to know, you want to see things before they happen. You want to know what those red flags are. Red flags lead to what's going to happen. So when you see those red flags of disrespect, rolling their eyes, undermining what you do and say, you want to jump on those things because molehills turn into mountains. When you let things slide, you're treating it as if it's not a big deal. But small things turn into big things that can be hard to handle. You can turn a small thing into a monster, just because it didn't seem like it was a big deal. But a leaky faucet can turn into a house full of water, can overflow, and that's a huge bill that you got to pay. That's why you want to fix it from the jump. What I was gonna say. Sometimes women are combative because of us. You you don't want to enable women to think that certain things is okay. What I'm saying is when you meet a combative woman, most likely there was a man in her life that didn't assert his boundaries. Maybe she had a father and he allowed his wife or her mother to disrespect him in front of her. Maybe he was a weak father and he wasn't around, or he didn't go to work often or something like that. So she grew up with this independent mind frame. I saw my mother struggling. I saw my mother as the head of the household, and my dad was just sitting there quiet. And he was probably a beat up and emasculated man. And she picked up on that, and she got that mindset where that's how she see all men. And what happens is that you run across these women. So it's not always your fault when you're dealing with these women, but just know it was most likely a man in her life that didn't teach her how to treat men, how to deal with men, how to understand men's emotions. She You know, a lot of times these combative women, they look at us like we don't have feelings. They want to put a muzzle over our mouth. They don't want us to talk. They think they smarter than us. They think they know more than us, you know. And she goes out into society and she talks crazy to men. She disrespects men. You know, she has no respect for men. So, you know, unfortunately, you have to immediately, you know, get rid of those type of women out of your life. Now, there are some preventative things that you can do with the women that's already in your life so that they don't grow up with those problems. As a man, you want to be a man, you know? You have to be a man because you want to teach your daughter, the women in your life, your little sisters, you know, before they grow up and be hard-headed and things like that, you know, you want to set a good example for them. You know, you don't want them to grow up and be that combative woman, because what happens is that we pay for these type of women. These type of women, they go around, they're combative, they're independent, and all these blah, blah, blah. But what happens is that they get older in life and they don't have a man that's going to be able to take care of them because they ruined all their relationships. So those things fall back on you. So if you have that blood on your hand, you need to stand up and you have to be a man, because you will end up paying for these women in the long run. You end up paying for your daughter in the long run. She'll be 40 years old, 50 years old, no man. She can't go out and work like a man to make the same type of money. And it'll be coming out of your pocket because you didn't do your job as a man. You didn't assert your boundaries. You didn't tell her the truth about going out here. You didn't tell her how to talk to men. So sometimes these things come back on us as men. Last point I'm gonna make is that we have to polish up. Well, I got another point, but we have to polish up on our masculinity. You know, we need to be working. We need to be breadwinners. You know, we also need to not allow ourselves to be pushovers. You know, we need to learn to control our emotions. You don't want to just be going back and forth with women and just saying and trying to get the last word and stuff in the arguments and stuff like that. And you want to be confident in the things that you say and do. You want to say things with your chest. You want to say things in an authoritative way of saying it to let her know that you are serious in what you do, because that's going to help her take you more seriously. So when you're not operating as a man, even the most well-behaved woman can lose patience with you, can get disrespectful with you. When you're not operating in your masculinity as you should be as a man, you can have problems with any woman, not even just the woman in your life. You can go around in public. If you're coming off as weak, soft, you're not saying things with your chest, you know, you're not confident, you don't work, you know what I'm saying, you're not making enough money to support the woman that you want to be with, then you're going to have problems with any woman. Because just in general, your masculine frame that we talk about, you know, it helps you get along with women. You know, smart man will say you have problems with women because you acting like because you acting like a woman. So don't be acting like a woman. Like the masculine and the female, or the yin and the yang and stuff, it brings balance. Two masculine men will most likely bump heads. Two masculine people. That's why men have a hard time with masculine women, because you trying to be masculine and she's trying to be masculine. So what happens? Y'all keep bumping heads. Two feminine people, they can't even get along because nothing gets done. It's a lot of beating around the bush. You know, it's a lot of blame gaming. It's a lot of emotion and stuff like that. So you have to be that man. You have to be masculine with women in general, because it helps the overall balance and it's healthy. Last one I'm gonna say: when you're arguing with women, stay logical. Stay logical with women, because most of us men, we can't win an argument with women. It's a few men that can. They got the experience. Maybe they grew up around a bunch of women and they saw these arguments. Or maybe they was trained in debate and stuff like that. But most of us men, you know, we not that emotional. When you make your points, just when you're in an argument, stay logical. Just make your point, and that's it. Don't try to get into the back and forth. it can seem like you're losing the argument because she's always getting the last word. But remember this, life is going to happen, okay? Common sense is common sense. Like, you can say all you want. Reality is still going to be reality. So you can say all you want in an argument. You can get all the words in you want. You can get the last word how many times you want. But life is still going to go on. What's going to happen in life is what's going to happen in life. So you just make your point as a man, and that's it. If it's right, it's right. You gotta. Sometimes you just gotta let life take its place, and you can get your point across by not even talking, just by letting things happen and just letting her see that, look, I said that was gonna happen. That was gonna happen. I don't gotta explain it. I said it. That's all I need to say. I don't got to keep going back and forth with you over points that's not even what we're talking about. And a lot of times, as a man, when we arguing with women, a lot of times, even with me, you think of the smart stuff to say after the argument is over, and it's too late. So it's best to just say what you need to say, and just be logical about it, and that's it. You know, we win with experience. We win with things just happening through life, and you don't have to explain. You don't have to even explain it. Life is going to take its place. Just let God work or whatever. But that's all I got to say. I'm all over the place again. Hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what you think. You know, if you're dealing with combative women and stuff like that, just hit me up in the comment section. Tell me your experiences. If I was wrong, let me know. I like to talk. I like to discuss things. I don't think I'm right all the time. Just hit me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Peace.